Today, I'm going to show you how to make the best pulled pork in 4 easy steps. Hi y'all, Don here with Southern Backyard Cooking. This video will be showcasing how to make a great tasting pulled pork using a Boston butt with a southern flair. We're going to do it in 4 easy steps. If you do like my video, please make sure you subscribe and ring the bell. This will allow you to follow my site and get notifications anytime I put any new post up, and it's all for free. Alright y'all, first step is we're going to marinate the Boston butt. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in a 2.5 gallon ziploc bag. This makes it a lot less messy than anything. So I'm just going to take it and I'm sticking it in the bag. So now that's the only time I'm actually going to touch it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use some French's mustard and I'm going to squirt it in here liberally, both sides. And then I'm going to use the bag and I'm going to rub it in. This allows it to get all the way over it. Make sure it's all covered, everything is covered. And now I'm going to add some of my special rub. And because it's in the bag, I'm not going to sift it. I'm just going to pour a bunch in here. And the reason I'm pouring it in here is I am going to take it and rub it all over it. Now this is not the only time I'm going to put this rub on after it marinates, and I'm going to marinate this for about 12 hours. So usually I do it start in the morning like this, and I like to cook my pulled pork for about 12 to 16 hours. So I'm going to start it this evening and have it ready for tomorrow. So basically I'm just rubbing everything in. Once I get it all rubbed in real well, I'm going to try to get as much air out of it as possible, and I'm going to seal it up. This way it's ready to go back in the refrigerator, and then tonight when I get ready to put it on the smoker, it's all done, all seasoned up. I will, once I pull it out of the bag, I will sprinkle some more of my special rub right on it just to make sure it's covered completely. Alright, we have our Boston butt to make our pulled pork. Been seasoning and marinating in the refrigerator for about 8-10 hours. It's getting dark outside. I like it to cook generally about 10 to 12 hours before I ever take it and wrap it, but I'm going to get it up to about 175, 180 degrees. Generally it'll stall at that time. So what I'm going to do is I am going to put gloves on to prevent from getting really messy, and then I'm going to pull it out. I'm going to make sure I have enough rub all over it and put it into the smoker. So what I basically do is just tear it open. Okay, the side I have up right now is the non-fat side. I'm going to cook it with the non-fat side down. So I've got that. Now I'm going to take it and I'm just going to pull it over into my hand, open up and place it right there. Now I want to make sure I get a good portion of the rub on top of it too. And close it up. Before I close it up, I'm going to put my meat probe in. And I'm going to go right into, here's the bone, so I don't want it on the bone. but I'm going to go right into the center of it. Close her up. I've got it at 225, and that's the temperature I want to cook it at all this time. Once I get to my stall, which again will be around 175, 180 degrees, that'll be in the morning. I'll wrap it. I'll move the temperature up to 275. My final temperature I want it at is 203 degrees. I know that's precise, but I like mine at 203. It seems to do very well. Good morning, y'all. A little overcast this morning, but the pork butt has been in there for about 10.5 hours. I'm at 177 degrees, so it's in the stall, is what we call it. It just kind of stays there, won't go any higher, so that's when we pull it and wrap it. So I've got these nice gloves here that I'm going to put on. They're universal, but I'm going to take and use my trusty spatula to go up underneath it and pull it out right here, and I'm going to kind of put it at an angle. That's the only thing I need my gloves for. These gloves are really good for food service and this type of stuff. They're not that expensive, but they're heat resistant to like 500 degrees. So now I'm just going to wrap it. And I'm going to go from corner to corner. Now, as you can see, I've got 2 pieces of foil here, so I'm going to double wrap it. Wrap it nice and tight. Then I'm going to turn it over, and I'm going to wrap it again. Now I'm going to put it back into the smoker. I'm going to put my probe back into it. I'm putting the gloves on because the probe is hot. This time I'm going to go probe right through the middle from the top. I don't want to hit that bone. Close it up, and now I'm going to turn it up to 275. And this way, we're basically about 2 hours away, but I want to hit the internal temperature to be 203 degrees. Hey y'all, back out here again at the smoker. The pulled pork Boston butt has now got up to 203 degrees, so I'm going to be pulling it off, and I'm going to wrap it in this towel and get my trusty heat resistant gloves, because I'm just going to reach in there and pick it up. Probe out. And my gloves back on. Okay, so what I'm going to do here now is I'm just going to wrap it in this towel. My top here, I want to leave on the top because that's where I had the hole plugged in with the probe, and I'm just going to put it in my ice chest. Now, we want to leave it in this ice chest and let it rest for at least an hour. But in a lot of cases, I end up letting it stay until I'm about ready to serve. That way it's still nice and hot, and we'll get it in, and I'll show you all that here in a few hours when we're about ready to get it ready to actually serve to the family. All right, guys, it's been a few hours. We're about ready to get it ready for supper. So I'm going to pull my pork butt out of the cooler and unwrap it real carefully. I don't want juices going everywhere. And instead of unwrapping, I'm just going to rip, because there's going to be a puddle of juices down at the bottom of this. So I'm just opening it real carefully. Now I'm going to take my claws, get up underneath it, and put it over into my pan. First first thing I'm going to do is take the bone off. And you can see it just falls right out of there. Close that up so I can get rid of that. Now I take my claws and just take it and twist them and shred it all up. You can see it is still quite hot, steam coming off it. And now we have pulled pork. Let's take a little sample. Ooh, it's still hot. Man, that is good. Favorite, right there. Now for me, the best thing to do is take this and put it on a hamburger bun, a little bit of barbecue sauce. Oh my God. You're talking about some good eating. That's what it is. I hope you liked my video about pulled pork. If you do, make sure you subscribe and ring that bell. That'll allow you to get those notifications every time I put a new video up. Till next time, guys.